Degloirespace signing in. When we were younger, we opt to change others. We opt to change the world. And we believe that's the secret. We read about, poverty, we read about injustice, and we say, hey, I'm gonna make a difference. I'm going to change things around. I'm gonna do it. And you stand for causes, you identify with things. And then as you get older, a little bit, it's weird. You find that things don't seem to be changing. The people that all stood for a cause don't seem to really be standing for that cause. It doesn't seem genuine anymore. People lose interest, lose energy. They prioritize other things. And we start thinking, why didn't the change take place? And even those same people that as they grow older, they are happy to just take a job, take a title, and do things by the book. The same book that they were revolting against, now they're just part of that system. This is where inner work really shines. This is where mindset work is the difference. Some people will realize that no real work can really be done on the outside. Yeah, you can work on organizing things, you can work on social things, but can you change the quality of the human being? It doesn't matter how many laws you put down. Yeah, there are good laws that make a country better. There are good laws that make a place safer. But the quality of the human being, you can't make anybody's quality, inner quality, better. You can't bring happiness to anybody. It becomes the responsibility of every individual. That is the one thing that we need to partake in, our own revolution. I see my mind, it goes through certain patterns. It doesn't matter how much I try to change outside, the inside stays the same. We go outside and we preach purity, we preach moral superiority, and then we find those same people that are preaching those things, they fall into corruption themselves. You find somebody who's telling women to dress up modestly and all that. Turns out he himself is engaging in porn activities or secretly doing something that he's preaching against. Now here, there's no judgment. I don't have a judgment towards that person. In fact, it's that person judging themselves, because they're the ones who are going out of their way to preach a grand morality that they themselves can't seem to abide by it. And then they come up with things like, oh, the flesh is weak, the devil tempts us, never really asking themselves the question, what if these things need to be embraced in a natural way where there is no division between a person on the inside and the outside? Sometimes we make problems bigger by preaching against them. You keep telling somebody sex is bad, sex is bad. Now there's no escape. Sex is part of our mechanism. So it doesn't matter how bad you think it is, you're gonna live secretly a liar, where you're preaching against something that you know you can't even control it. And that is where the real revolution is. Trying to change the world, it shows a grand arrogance in you. You're trying to change the world. To what? What exactly do you want to change the world to? To your ideology? To your thinking? Because you are superior than the others? Your ideology is what the world, if everybody followed your way, they'd all be better. How do you jump to that conclusion? Have you explored your way in your own self? Now, I know it's very difficult to speak to somebody younger sometimes about these things, because when you're young, especially, late teens and such, you're trying to get to know the exterior world. And so naturally your revolution is gonna be towards the exterior world. And that's okay. You gotta meddle with it. You're gonna revolt against the elders. Tell them they don't know what they're doing. but you know how to do it better. And that's okay. That's part of growing up. We all went through something like that. When you're young and you learn something, you want to test it, see if it's right, see if it works. From what you know, there's only a few dimensions. Fix these and poverty's gone. Fix this and there'll be world peace. It seems linear. As you get older, or not really older, I don't think this is an age thing, so I'm sorry about that. I'm going to apologize right here. As you mature, as you explore the world, you realize that it's not black and white. It's not this or that. It's a mixture of things. Sometimes both at the same time, and there's so many shades in between. Once you see this, this is where the real revolution is going to happen. This is where change is possible, because now you're not dealing with things that you are unaware of. Now you are no longer dealing with something totally absent to you. For example, the mindset of another person. You say to somebody, this is how it should be. You don't know what their mindset is. You don't know what they have in their mind. You don't know what background they're coming from. You don't know what emotions are brewing inside them. When you're telling them an ideology, you're assuming that they will see the same logic as you. You're assuming they will feel the same feelings as you, which may or may not be. And a lot of the times, in fact, when you come down to the detail, it seems like nobody can share that with you. But when you're dealing with yourself, there's a possibility for change and a possibility for genuine exploration. Something that you can do and work on so that you stop being divided in yourself. Because that division you see in yourself, think about it. If every human being is divided in themselves, what action can they do that isn't divided? If you're looking for a change in your lifestyle, if you're looking for a change in your thought, if you've realized the limitations, what do? Do you change the world to suit you, which is impossible? Or do you learn to work with what you got and then tweak it? And you free yourself from limiting beliefs that we have. We all come up with limiting beliefs. We don't know they're limiting because we become so accustomed to them. We're so deeply indoctrinated, programmed, that we think that's the way the world runs. And all we need to do is just ask questions to ourselves and then explore. Stay open with those ideas, and hey, change could come for us. Or we might realize that we don't need to change, we just need to tweak. We just need to know where to apply what. Degloirespace signing out.